Hi everyone, welcome back. I have I guess it's Amazon product, just something I do every year. This is my fanny pack. Essentially, this is what it is. You can find this at Walmart, Amazon. I'll leave a link, maybe even a product tag on the video. But every year, I wouldn't say every year and a half, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, depends. I get a new fanny pack because I'm getting a lot of wear and tear on this particular fanny pack here. And it is slightly different, but essentially it's the same. Essentially it's the same thing. It's slightly different, but essentially the same. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my everyday carry fanny pack. And I'm going to be putting it into the new fanny pack. And I like this because it is very small. 2 liters, okay, but it's very small. Originally, I wore this around my waist exclusively. Nowadays, I see people wearing this over their shoulder, and this is how I have my setup here. So it basically, this is how I'm wearing it now. Carabiner, carry all my keys and little cheapy Harbor Freight pepper spray, which I'll probably eventually replace, but never have to use. My phone goes here with this is an Otter, yeah, Otter, oh, turn it around, little Otter, Otter box. I like it because it's very versatile, works great, and it just kind of clips on the back here where I could just move it around. It's in front of me over my chest. I usually have my chest is here, and I usually just have it right here in front of me, so when I look down I can just kind of look at it, you know, whatever. So that's how I have it here. So I just remove the phone off of here, and it has a little clip. Love that clip. And just put it here and slide it around. I also use it as a fanny pack, but nowadays it's more fashionable to have these over your shoulder. Here's a little my little emergency trauma kit. I used to have a little, just the Nike part right here. It was black and white. It was black and white borders around it. It was small. Eventually, just from wearing it, sitting down, getting up from the car or wherever, it just came off. So I just got a whole badge here with Velcro on the back, and it works well. People think it's a Nike product. They don't know what it is. It's just attached to, you know, it's just attached, and this goes under my armpit because I wear it like this. You know, wear it like this. The phone's here on my chest. This is usually around my stomach and ribs, and then this usually just ends up being kind of under my armpit and around my back, if that makes sense. But it hangs down pretty low. The way I have it hangs down pretty low, and this is kind of how I have it. So the straps are fully extended. But what's nice is I can just easily just pull this. It's really, really easy. Just pull and then pull it all the way here. This one's a little different. I have to redo this, but I have it extended out so I could just put it over my shoulder. I'll show you how I do it in the waist when I do carry in the waist. Sometimes I do carry on the waist just because I just want my upper body to be more free, so I could just move around and travel a little bit easier. But it's basically a man purse, if you want to think of it that way. And what I do for this one is I just cinch it up all the way over here and just pull this down, and then voila, it shortens it quite a bit. I could have it tighter on my chest, around over the shoulder, but these days it seems to be fashionable for men to wear this sling bag. They call it sling bag, man purse. So I just go ahead and just pull it all the way out because you know, if you want to wear a jacket, a bigger jacket, or whatever you're wearing. It's just easy to get this over your shoulder and wear it. When I first started doing this, before I started working out, this would be on the shoulder, on my shoulder on my right side, because I wear it like this, and this would be, it would be diagonal. This would hurt my shoulder, but now that I'm more muscular, it doesn't hurt as much. I've gotten more lean body mass, so it usually ends up being right on top of my shoulder if I do it like this. You can adjust it so it's like on the back a little bit more versus just on the shoulder, but if you're got enough muscle mass, you actually don't even feel it. So that's what this is. And so my EDC right here, and when I have it on my waist, what I do is essentially take this all the way up, put this down, all the way up, put this down. And as far as this, I have to redo this. So I'm gonna just go ahead and take it off, pull it out. And if you're wondering what where I got this from, I did a video review on this. It's from Armored Republic AR500. Just this little small, tiny, what do they call it, IFAX. And I'll show you what's in here since I have it pulled out. I kind of have it set up kind of like this so this doesn't accidentally come out. So I have it like this. Usually what you want is you probably want it out, or maybe you don't. Maybe that's why this is in here. I've actually had to use it. You're wondering why I'm wearing a black glove? Because I accidentally used my knife for something, and I accidentally cut almost, I would say just more than 1/8 of an inch, almost 1/4 of an inch off the tip of my finger right here. And wow, I was bleeding a lot, so I actually had to use this. Thank God I had it, because it was a lot of blood. I probably need to redo this or update it, but essentially you have it right here. It's hooked up. It's hooked. It's on the belt, so you just pull it down and you're able to just pull it out, supposedly. So that's what essentially this. Oh, it's right here. So that's what this is. So emergency kit, there you go. What is in here? Wow, gosh, time to do my EDC clean out here. I did use the gauze to wrap my finger. Wow, it was a lot of blood. I was surprised. This is essentially what this is. Very compact, very small, supposedly sterile. Yeah, there you go. Compressed sterile gauze. It's quite a bit. It's a lot. I originally opened it when somebody fell off their bike, but now I ended up using it. I had to wrap this thing. It was almost like, literally, it was almost like this big. It was almost all this was wrapped around. So I just have it in here just to use. So I'll probably be replacing this. But essentially, this is what it is. Compressed gauze. Sterile cotton bandage roll fluff. Very compressed, but it's quite a bit. It is quite a bit. I have a glove. I think I got one glove. No, I got 2 gloves. So 2 gloves, very thin. I think this is only 4 mil nitrile gloves, Harbor Freight. Emergency blanket, very thin, very small. Never had to use it, but just in case, you tend to lose a lot of your body heat in an injury. You want to keep yourself warm or other people warm, depending on how severe the injury is. When I cut my finger, I was thinking about using this. I was thinking about using it, but I'm like, it's not really, it's a lot of blood, but it's not like I'm losing so much blood where I'm gonna faint. So I just decided not to use this and to kind of just keep it around. You may want to also look at the date, if there's any expiration dates here. I don't see any right away. Oh, there is an expiration date, and it is overdue. So there is an expiration date right here, and it is overdue. So I'll probably be replacing this. So I had this. Blood clots, quick clots could be useful, you know, especially if you're bleeding a lot, more than usual, more than your usual flesh wound, which this was. It was like a lot of blood. Oh, jeez. Okay, here you go. I do have some things here for gunshot wounds. Since I do carry a gun, there might be a chance that well, if this happens to me, I won't be using it on myself. I probably won't be able to, but there could be a time where you do need to use this. And not only gunshots, but just anything that's puncturing wounds, like a knife, a stick, a sharp stick, whatever, nails, you fall. So I could, I guess, technically use it on me. A chest seal, all right. Hyphen vent. So this kind of fits in here really nicely. So this is probably most likely expired as well. I don't see a date on here. Never had to use this, which is good. It's cheap insurance. These things are not that expensive, and it's something you probably want to never really use. But there you go. And then what else is here? Oh, that fell. More blood clots. Hemostatic granules. So more blood clotting kind of material. This is probably a little bit more severe, where you have to pour this into a wound and compress onto it and dress it up and everything. Probably more deeper, you know, but I do have it. I probably need to, it looks like it's 10/20/24. Wow, I think I got this like almost 4 or 5 years ago, and it's still, it's apparently still pretty good. So I'll probably get a new one. But then again, it's very, very small. I used to carry a tourniquet in here, but this thing just got so uneven and lopsided, and it was very uncomfortable to wear the way I was wearing it, because I wore it as a fanny pack. So I took that out. I guess I'm taking a risk, but then again, this is a very light emergency trauma kit, first aid kit, whatever you want to call it. If you notice, I got no band-aids here. Well, you know, that's really, you don't need a band-aid. If it's a band-aid, I think you'll survive. But this will replace the band-aid here. Just wrap it around. A little inconvenient than a band-aid, but it will do the job. So I'm trying to minimize what I have. So that's my everyday carry here. I'm gonna do my unloading, and this is essentially what it looks like. And you know, when you got a little Nike thing, and I'm very active, I'm physically active, so it looks like a little thing that you wear for, you know, your daily Nike activity. There's a little Velcro here and here, so it stays in place like that. And then Velcro here, and your hook and loop, whatever you want to call it, right there. And usually what I do, just to prevent mishaps, you know, I usually just put it in there, because these aren't elastic. These two are not elastic, but the middle one is, so I'm assuming it's kind of just, if you want to secure it just a little bit more, you got this lube tab here, you can just put it right here, and that's the way I wear it. So when I wear it around my waist, this is behind me. This is usually on the left side. I prefer this to be on the left side of me, and then my phone is on the right side, because I use my right hand often to grab the phone here. So that's how it's kind of set up. But anyways, the way I use it, since I took it apart here, I have to unbuckle it, take it out. I usually end up pulling it all the way down to almost where the strap is right here, and then I put it back in through here. That way it doubles up. gives it a little bit more strength, and then it just kind of just sits right here. It hides this part as well, so it just sits right here, and that's when I wear it around my waist. So if you look, it's a lot smaller to wear it around my waist. And then I adjust it only on this side, so I'll loosen it, sometimes tighten it, depending how much I ate and the clothing I have. Sometimes I'll have it on the outside of my clothing. Sometimes I'll have it on the inside if I want to hide it. It depends. And then the phone is attached here, and I usually put it over the two of these, so it sits like that. You see, and or actually not yeah, usually something like this, or sometimes I'll have it behind this like that. So basically, this is behind me. You see this, so people think it's just active wear, and in here. So now that I got that kind of done, let's see what's actually in. Okay, let's remove all this out of the way now. I'm eventually going to compare them. Let's see, what is this? Got my keys, my carabiner. Very useful for quick access. Always have it on me. There you go. These little locks are when I go to the gym, Planet Fitness, 24-hour fitness. I got these small little locks. I mean, they're not, obviously if someone really wants to break into it, they can, but it's just something to lock it. If you have a TSA key, you could probably just open it, but most of the time it's just very convenient to have something small like that. So keys and everything, pepper spray. And you can see the wear and tear on this. Jeez, look at that. Look at that. It's just, if you look at the other side, it's a lot it's a lot tighter, you know. So all right, so what do I got in here? On this back right here, I do carry this is the knife that cut my finger. Knife that cut my finger, yep. What I was doing was, I was in the car and I was eating something and I was trying to cut open a package, and I grabbed the knife like this, and that's, my finger was right here, and then I was flicking it and it came out. It didn't go all the way up, it didn't lock into place, and came back down, and yeah, that's where it cut me, right here like that. It went up and then came back down, and that's how I got cut, and I did it really fast. Now normally what you want to do is make sure your fingers are not in the way, and let me see if I can do it. I can't probably do it out of camera because I have to fling it, but let me see if I can do it this way. I have to get it started. There we go. Like that. I should have done it that way. That would have been a lot safer, but you want to keep your fingers away from here, because sometimes what could happen is that, see, if I fling it, it comes out and then comes back in. But that's where you want to be careful. Oh, shit. There you go. You want to do something like that, but I didn't do it right. So be careful with the knife. It's a tool, but it's a tool that cuts. So what I would recommend is from now on, I'm just going to be you know, no, this is not anything. Just be very gentle with it from this point on. As I've learned my lesson. And it's not life-threatening, but it's very inconvenient, and it's going to take a long time for that skin to grow out where they cut. So my knife, I do have my insurance in here because I do rent a car, and you get a copy of your insurance when you do that. So do have my insurance information in there with my name, contact information, car I drive. Let's see what's in here. I got just cash, credit card, Planet Fitness. You know, when I do the tanning salon, they want, you know, what else do I have? Oh, and just a little Vaseline. It's wintertime, so I just put this on my lips, get that from getting chapped lips. That's about. So yeah, I got some cash, credit cards, some business cards. I guess you could wear this as sunglasses, but for the tanning salon or the red light. I prefer the red light at Planet Fitness. And then again, Vaseline. So there we go. So I'll take that out later. But what's in here in the middle part is how I keep my gun normally. Oh, I do carry this. You never know. You need some light, and it's not that big, and it's very cheap. It's actually, see, works well. What you have to do is you have to come down here and change it, and every once in a while I do charge it, and then it becomes a, yeah. Now, how effective is this? If you see my video on it, if you have a piece of clothing on it, it's not very effective. You have to, I'm going to turn it off. I don't want to accidentally shock myself. But if you do it on the bare skin, the face, you know, if you did this on someone's face, it hurts. It hurts. Your initial reaction would be to, you know, to let go, or it would stop you. It would sting you enough to the point where, you know, you would, initial reaction, if you're not expecting it, you would stop what you're doing. All right. But it is kind of intimidating. All right. It sounds like, you know, but again, if you've seen my test on it, this is called the Guard Dog. I got it at Academy. It was on a Christmas sale, really cheap. On the clothes, if you got clothes or something in the way that's in between the skin, it does not do much. You don't even feel it. But on the skin, face, normally you don't cover your face, but maybe some people do. You know, they'll cover their face if they're committing a crime. But I do have it. It is a flashlight, after all. Let me see. Do I have it off? Yeah, I have it off. So there you go. So a flashlight. It's not that small, but it's not that big. It fits in here along with this. And I usually have it covered with this dirty towel. What I used to have is my Glock. I actually decided not to carry the Glock anymore, and I'm carrying this. The safety's on. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, hollow points. I believe all of them are hollow points. Got the safety on, if I recall. Yep, safety on. And nothing in the chamber. Yeah, nothing in the chamber. Nothing in the chamber. Yeah, nothing in the chamber. I got this on a Academy holiday special. It was really inexpensive. And I've been using the laser cartridge. If you've seen any of my laser dry fire videos, that's what I normally use this for. So I've kind of already calibrated the laser here. It still works after all these years. Look at that. The laser to be lined up, not matching where I would aim, but just, what is this, about an inch below where of the barrel, because I had the laser cartridge. And so I've decided to use this, because if I was ever in a weird situation where I would need to use my gun, and for some reason, you know, I was persecuted for defending myself, my gun would be confiscated, right, as evidence. So instead of confiscating my really nice, expensive Glock, which Glocks have gotten expensive, I bought this for like, I think it was a package deal with the laser and everything for like $200. I mean, back before the pandemic, I mean, it was really cheap. So I decided to do this, and it did have a safety. So, you know, just from the many years I think I'm a licensed carrier in Texas, and so far I've never had to actually pull out my gun for anything, even though I carry it with me almost every day. And so, because of that, there is an actual safety. There's a trigger dongle right here that actually is part of a safety. And then I also don't chamber around. So it's super safe to carry. At least I have a means of self-defense. So that's what I carry. And it has a little laser. It doesn't have the... I'm not going to do a red dot in here. Just, I think sights with this laser, good enough for me. So this is what I'm going to carry now. It's slightly larger, I mean not larger, slightly smaller and slightly lighter in weight. So that's what I have here. Put that on safety there. So that's what I got there, and that is it. And then there is an inside pocket right here, which I carry just miscellaneous stuff, usually just USB sticks. USB stick, USB stick, micro USBs. I got a whole bunch of micro USBs. I get free micro USBs from Micro Center. They send me like freebie offers. So a bunch of these, carrying digital information there. And some other just small, very small miscellaneous things in here. Just not a lot of stuff. So that's what I carry. Let's see how it compares with the new outdoor product. Wow, look at that. Look how it's a slightly little different. Look, this is going sideways. This is going up and down. The texture of it. I'm not sure if this is an older model or if this is a newer model, but it looks new. Wow, look at that. I really used it quite a bit. So let's take a look at this. Okay, I'm back and just emptied everything off camera. You don't need to see everything. What I did notice is that there are little holes. You see that little light right there? You can see that, right? See that little light? So they're eventually wear and tear. Got a little hole probably where the barrel of the gun was sticking out all the time. So you can't quite see it from the outside, but yeah, it's just a little tiny wear and tear right there. So about every year and a half, 2 years, but for the most part, it's held up really great. That's why I use the towel to kind of give it that cushion. Before I used to just put just the gun straight up in here, and it would definitely leave a hole. It looks like there's a little tiny, ever so slightly tiny, you don't see it on camera, but there's a slightly tiny rip right there. It is. So you see a little rip right there. That's probably most likely from the end of the gun, kind of just doing that. So wear and tear, wearing from every day. Another thing I noticed was this right here. You can see that? It's starting to rip right there. Look at that. There's some, yeah, you can see that back here. See, starting to rip a little bit right here. So it's starting to come apart. You can see the stitching starting to come off right there. Same thing on the other side. I started noticing that. So yeah, look at this one. This one's completely coming off right here. So it's only a matter of time. Although it is stitched very well, what I've noticed is they double stitch it. If you look at it, oh, this is, well, I don't, you can't see it here. See a little wear and tear, especially the way it's the way I use it. It's most of the weight is being pulled from the bottom because you wear it over your chest, and it's being pulled from the bottom. You wear it from the side. It's just kind of the weight of it, the weight of everything I have. The heavy stuff, the gun, the ammo. It kind of just weighs on it. So yeah, just so, but it is kind of like I'll show you on the new one. So not bad. This is, oh wow, look at that. So you see some of this is starting to come off. Well done though. It's well done for everyday use. It's not, It's not gonna last forever, but for me using it every day and all the time, it's done well. So some of this highlighted stuff here is worn off. The design's quite a little different. Inside's not bad. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit more wearing away. Like there you go. You see another crack right here. So that's wearing off. This feels like a little plastic, leathery, kind of fake plastic leathery material. More cracks. So yeah, this the life of this is done. It's done. It's not gonna last anymore. So out with the old. And here's the newer version, and it feels lighter. Well, this is a new one, I should say. I don't know if this is a new version. It's a slightly different. If you saw the pattern of this is the other one was going up and down. This is going sideways. There's no reflecting marks here. There is a reflector on the bottom here. Let's have a look at the inside. This is not a coated, doesn't feel like plastic. It feels just like straight up nylon material. I wouldn't say Cordura. A little bit of lighter material here separating this from the back. Let me see, let me compare it to the old one here. My older one, I should say. I don't know if this is an overstock. No, same style. Yeah, this is this is plastic right here. What is this? This is straight. There's no plastic. I don't know how to say cover or coating on here. This feels straight up nylon. I think it's nylon, and you can see this has a little coating on it, some kind of weird coating. So this is straight up this material on the outside and inside. No coating material on it, so maybe that's why it feels a little bit lighter and thinner. Okay, some cost-cutting measures, I'm assuming. Here is the stitch I was talking about. So if you look at the stitch, see how it's more stitched here and here? You see that more stitching? Yeah, you could really see it now. So there's more stitching here and more stitching here. So where basically this meets up in here, there's more stitching here and here. So that's good. That's good. The inside of this is the same. Yeah, I think it's the same. And yeah, same in here. The biggest difference is they don't have this little plastic coating here. Feels like a plastic coating. So it's just straight nylon. Yeah, there's this little plastic coating. I think that's to kind of waterproof it. But yeah, see, like they don't have it. It's just straight. That's not, I don't feel any plastic to it. It's just straight up the nylon on top of nylon. There is a little bag nylon over it. So maybe that's why it feels a little thinner, a little lighter. Hopefully it'll hold up. Hopefully it will hold up. And they do a good job of stitching this area right here. Although this looks a little thin to me. Looks a little thin, but okay. It is what it is. Either I'm going to replace it sooner or later. That's probably the only difference. All right. So let's pack it in. All right. First thing I did is put my money, cards, this pack just up here. This is what I use most to, you know, when I out in public, opening this up in my little suntan glasses here. So got that done. All right, got my USB and little memory cards and everything in here. Just keep it on the inside. Another thing I like to do is on these little tabs, the little pulls. If you see that right there, what I like to do is hide them in so they don't get caught up in with the gun that I'm going to put in this main compartment. So I like to for this one, I just I stuff it in here like this, fold it onto itself, so it's like this, and kind of do that, and that way nothing sticks out and it's still there. I get to access it. I actually want it to be hard to kind of pull, so kind of like this, and you see all that right there. Okay, so that's looking really good. Excellent. Now this is where I'll put the gun in last here. Actually no, I put the knife in. I actually put the knife in last. So I'll put the gun in here, and of course I'm gonna put the magazine in, and it's on. Of course I check it again. Nope, nothing in here. And what I do is none in the chamber. Let's go ahead and put it on safety, because the chance of me using this has been very low. I'm not saying that it won't happen, but it's kind of low. And carrying it in a fanny pack is the slowest, right, draw time, the slowest ever. So it's not meant to be a quick draw. It's meant to just store and have. And if you would have to use a tactic of avoidance and opportunity in this situation using a fanny pack. So it's not like I draw and shoot you first before you shoot me kind of situation. It is just a avoidance tactic, which in my opinion is the best tactic. Avoidance and opportunity. So you have to have the opportunity to get it out, take it off safety, rack the slide in order to use it. So I actually prefer that, if anything. So it's not something you definitely. I'm not looking for a gunfight. So this is how I usually just wrap it, like this, or let me see, like that. There you go. Try to get right here, right there, and yeah, get most of the fluff on this side. There could be a chance for something to get in here and pull the trigger. That's why I don't carry in the chamber. And with the Taurus G2Cs, they have that actual safety, so it locks the slide in place. And I simply just put it in here. Fits very nicely, very well. And another thing is, let's see if I can. It better be the same size. Another thing is that what I like about it is that, there we go, that the butt of the handle goes right over like this, so it kind of maintains a shape like that. Kind of nice, isn't it? And then so it's done like this, and I prefer on my left side because the way the gun is positioned, so I grab it like this, and I'm again forced. It's almost I'm giving myself a disadvantage, but the time I've carried like this, I've never had to use it. So again, this strategy is not a strategy of quick draw. It's a strategy of avoidance. Avoid a situation where you would have to use this. And opportunity. You have to wisely wait for an opportunity to take it out, rack the slide, take it off of safety, rack the slide, and use it. But avoidance is really the key, in my opinion. Okay, but you have it. You have it with you. That's the important thing. It's something to protect yourself with. Okay, next. Next is the flashlight. Now, always try to have it on the off, because if you do this and then you I know sometimes you see it only on one side, but really it doesn't matter, because once you make contact, both sides will go. But there you go. You saw some of it. sometimes it goes on one side. It doesn't mean it's not working. So just remember to turn it off so you can use it as a flashlight. I've used this more as a flashlight than actually shocking somebody with it. The only person I've shocked was myself making a video. And again, remember, contacted bare skin is the most effective through a thin piece of shirt. Not even, this is very thin. This is my breathable Under Armour kind of style of shirt. It's very thin and you don't feel a thing. It's just, you kind of have a little burning smell, maybe burning of the clothing, but that's about it. So remember, skin contact with this, most effective, but more useful as a actual flashlight. So how I have it like this, I usually like to just put it in right about here. Oh, that's what it ends up being. That's where it ends up going anyway. So let's see if I can, like this, something like this. Okay, let's close it up. Now what I usually like to do is take this one side right here, and again I like to flip this over onto itself because there's a little pocket right there, and then take one side to do it like this. I think that is probably better because when I have it on my left side, I don't want to deal with two cords. I just want to deal with one cord. And that one cord is basically, so when it's like this, I just pull it. Grab it. At least I could be efficient in some ways, even though this carrying in a fanny pack is the most inefficient way to probably carry a gun and draw from a fanny pack. It's probably the most inefficient way. But there you go. And of course, the knife. Now, I'm going to put my insurance information in here and then the knife. So that's what I usually end up doing. So knife usually just goes in. Hold on here. All right, I put my insurance information there. I stopped the video because I don't want you to see my information there. And then usually the knife goes, let me see, how do I like it? I like it this way. So when I grab it, you try to prepare, you try to at least have it staged so you can just grab it. Now, usually in this situation, it'll be my right hand getting it. So I usually put it here, and usually it settles right. It finds its way where it settles in its own way eventually when you wear it. And then this, and again, I like to do the same on this. I like to have it in here, wrapped in itself. That way, because this is going to be up against me, and that way there's nothing hanging here for me to do things. So again, this is not the best way to pull a knife out if you need it. Okay, it's not the quickest way. It's probably the most inefficient way. Again, you have to take a strategy of avoidance and opportunity to carry a knife or a gun using this particular fanny pack here, or any fanny pack in my opinion, to do that. So there you go. There's my everyday carry outdoor products. I'll leave a link for this if you're interested. Hold on here. I'm gonna have to repack all this stuff, but again, this will be added to it, and my phone will be added to it, essential stuff, and of course my keys. So I'm gonna I'll show you the way I put this on. Just a little carabiner. I don't know what size. I don't have an Amazon link for it. I don't even remember where I got this, but about this size, whatever size works for you. You can notice I have another carabiner on a carabiner. So, but the way I put this on this, let's see if I can do it. I'll try to grab it. Is there's a bottom loop here and then a top loop. This is gonna go like kind of like this. All right, so there's the top loop here, the bottom loop, and so I'm gonna have it like this, so when it hangs, I could, you know, kind of goes this way, that way. Works really well. So basically, it'll go on the bottom loop first, if I can get it on the bottom loop. There we go, bottom loop. Of course, you could do this, but I don't like that. I like to have it just kind of flushed to the bag or to the fanny pack. So it also goes around the through the top loop. Gotta get it. There we go. And then there's the thing in the middle here. It's 12 o'clock. All right, so that way it hangs out. The only danger is you're not looping. You are technically looping through two of these, but what's really holding it in is the stitching right in here in the middle. That's what's holding in. But I like it because it takes it flush to the fanny pack. You see, either way you have it. If you're upside down, it's not, you know, it's not like sticking out like it was before, like that. So this is how I like to have it, like this. It's only secured. The only thing I'm worried about is it's only secured with this middle stitching right here in here. So, but that's the way I like it, and that's the way I prefer it. Another thing I might want to do is, you see these? Just tighten those up so they don't get loose. That's the only thing else I would do. Just tighten these up so they don't get loose, because they might get loose and unravel, and then you got nothing. Other than that, this is ready to go for 2005. My 2005 everyday carry fanny pack IFAC, very small trauma kit here, very small, and a phone and everything that's in here. All right, thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks for watching. I have Amazon affiliate links if you're interested. This one is AR-15. I don't have an Amazon affiliate link for that, but again, you know, there it is. Phone. Anyways, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.